Welcome to 502, Developing, Managing and Leading Individuals and Teams to Achieve Success. There are two separate screencast videos to support you in understanding the role of evidence booklet and the assessment brief and structuring your assignment. This screencast focuses specifically on addressing the assessment for 502. So let's start off by looking at the introduction to this assessment. So that's at the beginning of page 2. If we want to make sure that we understand the difference between this and other assignments, this is the place, this section, to look at. So if you've just completed 501, 501 in this section talks about reviewing the knowledge, skills and behaviours to be effective in the role and propose how to build a culture of mutual trust, respect and support to be developed in teams. Whereas this one, the manager appreciates how individuals and teams can be supported, motivated and inspired to achieve expectations. So we can see the second section here, it's like the second sentence, really gives us an idea on what we're looking at in this assignment. So let's now go and have a look at the word count, which is on page 3. So this gives us the total word count for the assignment. So we've got between 3,500 and 4,000 words. Plus or minus 10%. So that's between 3,150 words and 4,400. We can see what isn't and is included. So what isn't included is things like graphs, charts and diagrams. However, tables are included. Please also remember that you need to submit an evidence booklet to accompany this. So that will be up to 6 pages of work-based evidence to support the criteria that you're meeting in this assignment. Okay, so let's go back up and look at the tasks that we need to address. So for tasks 1 and 2, we've got 4 assessment criteria. However, the word count for each of these is quite different. So what that means is we've got more words for task 1. So for each of the assessment criteria, we're looking at approximately 437 words for each of these 4 criteria. Whereas for task 2, it's about 312 words per criteria. Obviously, we can vary these within it, but it just gives us a guideline. So for task 1, we've got a report to write, which is entitled Approaches to Developing, Managing and Leading Teams. And we've got a number of the words for the assessment criteria are in bold, which really helps us. So we know we're looking at different aspects of the same topic. So we're looking at models, we're looking at practical approaches, strategies and challenges. And then we can go down further on in the assignment for more information. So we've got a bit of background information to this task. And then actually, in terms of the additional information, there isn't a great deal more on this task. So let's go back up to task 2. Again, we've got our report title. We've got what we need to be looking at in terms of the techniques, the processes. So in this one, we're looking at evaluating who we're bringing on in terms of the team, how we're going to recruit them and develop them and then mentor them on an ongoing basis. Again, when we go down and look at further information for this task, we'll find there isn't a great deal more aside from one thing which is really significant. In the second task, we're actually given a scenario. So if we're struggling and we haven't got any recent work-based experience or we don't want to use our actual work situation, we can use the scenario on which to base our response to this assessment criteria. So you've got a choice there. You don't need to use the scenario, but if you do, it's there. Or you can use your own work-based situation or one that you've already researched. So again, when we look down here, we've got a few bits and pieces, but actually it's pretty much standard from the other assessments, the tasks that we've completed. So let's go back up and have a look at task 3B. So for 3B, we're required to look at methods to monitor and manage individual team and performance. And this time, when we go down and look at the further information, we'll find we've got quite a bit more support here. So this time we know that we need to look at actually 3 methods, and we're given a whole suite of them that we can choose from and research. The key is we've got to apply them to our work situation, and we also then need to reference wherever we've used any models or if we've used any sources using the standard convention that you're using, which will tend to be CU Harvard referencing. So that's task 3A. Now while we're here, we'll just have a look at task 3B. And again, there isn't much additional information here. So when we go back up to it in the main body, the main part of the assessment brief. We've got an account, so we're looking here to write an account. So as I said before, an account tends to be shorter than a report because it's only 650 words, so we've got about 325 words for each of these assessment criteria. And we're looking at leading and managing individuals and teams to success. So how we're going to do that is looking at good practice for high performance teams and motivational techniques. So we've got a short amount of words to do this, and we need to reflect on our own work-based experience, but also look at CMI and look at Management Direct, the website, because they'll have articles including best practice and give you some ideas that you could apply to your work-based scenario. So there's a very brief overview onto how to address 502.